Welcome back to Benny's Custom Works, proudly supported by Valvoline and Sparesbox. Don't forget Benny 5 on checkout this week. The Mustang's back in the shop. It's not a Falcon, sorry, but it is still a Ford and does still have a Barra, so basically the same thing. We are doing some brake upgrades on it today. It does already have a manual brake system in it, so it's got some old style stuff, so it still uses the original Ford pedal, and it uses the pivot point in the factory position. So both of those things don't really give you the right pedal ratio for a manual brake system. So we've got a new firewall bracket, we've got a new pedal, we've got a new master cylinder that's slightly different, we've got new hard lines, and we've got front discs and pads. I'm also going to repack the wheel bearings while we're in there because I've never touched those. I've also got some new wheel studs for the front because one of them's a bit funky. So yeah, there's going to be all sorts of little things happening on the Mustang today. Unfortunately, that means I've got to get under the dash, and you know how much I love getting under the dash of a car. I don't. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's either going to take like 2 hours or 4 days. So this might be the longest episode known to man. Let's go. I've read the instructions.
Wow, that says something.
Actually, I'll show you something before we get too far into it. I've got to dive back into the bin. Well, last time we were filming with the Mustang, it was a couple of weeks ago, we had this funky thing where the e-throttle was dropping out, and I thought it was actually the pedal because BABF pedals are renowned for being unreliable, and Gian knows all that all too well. Strangely, I have no idea how that connector is absolutely munted. The throttle body connector was just kind of dangling in the wind, and it'd make connection and lose connection, and I have absolutely no idea how that's happened other than to hypothesize that potentially our friends at Customs or wherever that pulled the intercooler piping off also pulled this pipe off and potentially damaged that, removing this clamp. Because there's other weird witness marks, like where there's been sort of screwdrivers jammed in here or something else. It's kind of a bit funky, but yeah, I don't really know what to say on that regard, but that one's in the bin. Thanks guys, the bills just keep adding up.
Yeah, so it's nothing to do with some kid walking past and saying rev it and they're being funny with the throttle and...
No, because you can't manually rev a e-throttle. So it's like physically the electrical connector
right, yeah.
has been broken off the throttle body. So it's not like someone's just gone because you can't. Right, it's not possible.
Okay, there you go.
I know for a fact that that wasn't broken the last time we used the car because we would have had that exact type of issue, especially at a track on a trans brake. The way that was losing connection all the time, like there's absolutely no way this car would have run properly.
So did you strategically go to the back doctor this morning to prepare for this job?
Just so I'm all buggered up again. Yeah, that's why we started late. Although people don't know we started late because we don't have a clock. But we started late, surprise. Went to see my guy Darren straighten me up. Darren might be watching this episode, so shout out to Darren for making me less bent.
Oh man. Have you booked one in for tomorrow? Does he use the round barrel method and push you over? Or?
1, 2, do not sue. Oh, that bolt did not hit the floor.
And the under tray's not even on.
I know. Thanks, Customs. I will probably get rid of the accumulator and mount those coils on the rail at some point.
For the reason of?
Just neater.
Cool.
The oil accumulator doesn't actually really do a whole lot on this car. And I'd rather get, I think eventually we'll end up making a bigger sump for it because the problem with Fox Barra conversions is you need to cut the sump to get clearance for the cross member, otherwise the engine's got to be heaps further forward.
Wow.
Actually no, you can't because it's a rear sump, so yeah, physically you have to cut the bowl. But I think what we need is a baffle and some other funky stuff, so yeah.
It sounds complex.
It is complex. It's like an onion, heaps of layers. My back's hurting already, Darren, save me. It's not really, I'm just hamming it up.
You would.
You would? Oh yes, that old chestnut. Bendy mirrors are very handy, just quietly.
Is that a new one?
Yeah, that one's from Temu.
Oh man.
Or Temu.
Your favourite website.
Yeah, I know, right? Until all my data gets hacked and then I get 700 phone calls for solar power every other day. Although I started to work out the sequencing. So if you ring from 0295 and I didn't answer it, sorry. Solar's such a scam anyway. Controversial topic, but when they first started solar, right?
Yeah.
You'd pump your excess power back into the grid.
Yeah.
And you'd get like, I don't know, 20 cents a kilowatt hour. Let's make some numbers up.
Cool.
Now it's like 6 cents a kilowatt hour.
Yeah, because more people are playing the game.
And now they're proposing they're actually going to charge you to pump power back into the grid.
Sorry, how's what? Cool.
Yeah.
I see.
Australian government.
Yeah.
Call the scambulance. I'm glad I got new brake lines because damn. This has already had the the booster deleted. So I think they've just bent the absolute crap out of the original hard lines. Don't worry, these are all going in the bin. Do you want to smell America?
Ah, sure. Wow, smells like a Brakemaster cylinder.
Yeah, but it smells like an American Brakemaster cylinder. It's going to be all kinds of fun trying to reroute that to clear not a V8. Because, spoiler alert, it's not a V8. It's one of these fast Mustangs. Ooh, controversial. There's plenty of fast V8 Mustangs, but 99% of them also use GM power plants. Which people argue is a development of the Windsor engine anyway, so I don't know, whatever. Do whatever makes you happy, I guess.
Unless it hurts others, like straight pipes.
Yeah, no one likes straight pipe 300 horsepower cars. I would have loved if the master cylinder actually had the hard lines on the other side, because then I could have done some sneaky stuff. Not as in if the master was over there.
Yeah, yeah.
No, as in if the hard lines off the master cylinder are coming out of the left side of the master cylinder, which is pretty common for a right-hand drive style master cylinder, mind you. And it actually looks like it's probably made by a Japanese company, like it looks Japanese.
Whatever you say.
So there's every chance probably like a Nissan master cylinder or something else would bolt to that adapter.
Right.
But we're here now. How funny would it be if I put like a GTR BM57 master on this, which would actually work mint because they're so much shorter. And the hard lines are on the other side.
There you go.
Benny's hardline chats. So we're actually going to gut the proportioning valve. So we're going to make it just basically be a distribution block, because the problem we've got, I think, is that either this has been plumbed incorrectly at some stage, because I feel like the rear has more, the front has bias compared to the rear, like there's not enough front bias. It's probably not really the right order to be doing this in, but I wanted to get this stuff out of the way because we've got to get under the dash, so I want to have better access.
Are you thinking you'll have to remove the dash completely, or just...
I really hope not. Well, according to the instructions, you don't.
Yeah, I see.
There's some interesting alternate application uses of a screwdriver in the instructions.
Are you going to follow the instructions?
Yeah,
word for word,
sure.
As you always do?
Well, I actually am going to on this one because it looks like such a nightmare of a job. There's a lot of brake fluid falling out of this. Oh, hello.
Oh, what's going on there?
It's another brake line, that's what's going on there.
Oh, okay.
That's suboptimal. Oh, I know why. Because that master cylinder would have been from a car that had ABS originally. This is what these are good for. Brake fluid.
Ah, true.
The flare nut looks to be rusted to the pipe. Because yeah, it was trying to twist the hard line, which is bad.
So the one you're undoing now, I think you said, is the one that goes into that T-piece?
Hope so. Yeah, so this one we're keeping.
Yeah, so you don't want to snap that or
No.
damage it.
Can fix it. Lucky I've worked out how to use my on-car brake flairer.
What a difficult spot that's in though.
Yeah, not ideal.
Bad for the back.
And what I was just saying about it's a Japanese brand.
Oh yeah?
Nabco is literally the same company that makes all the Nissan ones like BM44 and all that sort of stuff.
Called it.
Well, the cap was what made me think that.
Right. Must be a second rodeo.
But it's interestingly got a Ford logo on it as well. Have you been using your grip mitts?
Oh yeah, they're great.
Love it.
Yeah, totally.
I'd like to welcome Grip Mitts to the channel actually. Pretty awesome company. They've, well, Grip Mitts is one of their products, I should say. These hand wipes, they're actually fully biodegradable. Their hand cleaners are also pretty cool too. They don't have any microplastics or anything in them. The blocks are like got natural pumice and all sorts of cool stuff. So I've been using them for a while now and my hands are actually genuinely much better. They're not cracking as much. That's also most likely a byproduct of me using the wipes rather than brake cleaner to clean my hands unofficially, which I've been doing for a long time. Probably also means I'll use way less brake cleaner. Oh, my back. Need a wedge or a bar or something. Same thing, I don't want to go bending those lines. There we go.
That's a pretty good technique. I didn't realise how handy having crowbars. What's that called? Pry bar.
It'll change your life. It might not. I feel like they've actually moved the proportioning valve. I feel like that was further forward before. That's why it doesn't fit properly.
Right.
And that's why the lines are funky.
Who's they again?
Whoever did the original brake master relocation before we bought the car.
Yeah, okay.
Whoever that they is. Is it controversy or controversy?
No, I don't know. I was just saying tomato like last time.
Bippity boppity boopita.
Territory.
Territory. You're the one saying it wrong. It is territory.
Yeah, fair
Get in
enough.
the bin. It's not called a Ford territory.
Well, where the hell do I get territory from?
I don't know. It's the same word, but you're just weird. Don't need that anymore.
Actually, this goes back to our chat of like when you read a book that's Harry Potter and then before the movie comes out, you think it's Hermione, not Hermione.
Hermione! This guy. Old Hermione. I can't say that I can relate to that sentiment because A, I've never read Harry Potter, and B, I've never seen Harry Potter.
Okay.
So
Good on you.
I wish this would have come with instructions because I'm assuming that that's all the bits, but it would be nice to have photos to confirm that's all the bits. We've definitely got the wrong nut on at least one hard line.
Can you correct it with something that's old that's come off the car?
Kind of, maybe. So that front line works. So that line, no good.
Wow.
Oh.
That's a good noise, right? I think that's a good noise.
I'm basically French now. Did my Falcon just save us?
What, is that some sort of convertery thing?
Yeah, because I
Whoa.
put the same on my Falcon. Foiled again. Yeah, so that hard line has the flare the wrong way. See how it's an outie flare?
Yep.
It's got to be an innie flare. But that means I can either, there's two ways I can do it. I can either use this adapter, which is probably actually not ideal, or I can harvest that nut. Oh, I do love a good kit that doesn't work. All right, I think we'll just make a new hard line, to be honest. Just annoying, because what's the point of buying a kit? I would have just made my own one. We can make it work, but it's not right. Well, it's not as per the kit, which is annoying, considering the cost of said kit.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you play hot rods.
What defines a hot rod?
I don't know, it depends on the country. See, in Australia, a hot rod to me is like a traditional style hot rod, like pre-48. But in America, they call anything that's fast a hot rod sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm pretty confident I can put that plug back in now. You could have just used the stock plug with gutting the thing. Oh no, no, you can't, because there's an overpressure thing to tell you when it's leaking. So I take back what I said.
You never said it.
Yeah, the magic of editing. You won't cut it out like last time you didn't. I said something dumb and you left it in.
Yeah, we're trying to, create automotive entertainment here.
Would you call it autotainment?
Haha. No, because we're manually doing it. Hey, you asked the question.
Yay. All right, we're back in the game. Does that mean it's now time for under dash fun times?
I'd say yes.
So that is a new part. Like that must be part of the booster delete kit because that's not the standard push rod.
Right.
John's just like, yes, I concur.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're saying most of the time.
Just making noise with my face. All of the PTSDs. Now let's read the instructions. Step 1, pay a mechanic. Shit, I'm the mechanic. Disconnect the battery. This must be a hybrid. Measure the stock pedal pad position. That. It's wrong anyway. Remove the paneling and/or components covering the steering column and mounting bolts under the dash. God damn it. We're on page 1 and it's already pulled the dash apart.
Damn.
At least I've got this new light which will go flat in an hour.
You reckon I'll make it to bonsai class tonight?
Oh, I don't know. What time's
Or
bonsai class?
Is it going to be a late one?
What time's bonsai class?
7 p.m.
Oh, you'll be fine, bro.
Sweet.
I'll give up well before that. This might be a 2-part episode. If it's a 2-part episode, blame Gian for bonsai class. If you're late, is it called bonsai rescue?
Nice.
I don't know why either. The fuse box is in not the stock location. Probably because roll cage things. I hate the brittle plastics.
Yeah, that's always scary. Especially when it's not your car.
It should just come off easy. Just had to have a go.
Sweet.
So I think that is the bolt I've got to undo to cheat the dash away.
Oh, and pry with your screwdriver.
Did the screwdriver trick?
Yeah, okay.
But I just don't understand why. Maybe all will become clear.
Well, hopefully it does.
Heaps good. The brake lights don't even work. Glad I found that. Can't blame quarantine for that one though. Who thought this was a good idea again?
When you say it in the one singular sentence, like, let's give the Mustang better brakes,
Whose idea was
sounds
this
like
again?
a good idea.
Yeah, sounds like. Undo all the bolts for the steering column. Luckily, I've only got minor retina damage from the torch.
You got blue dots everywhere?
I'm at a rave. This car needs a Nexus more than the Cresta, hey. There's just so much bad wiring in this car.
So the Nexus, in my understanding, deletes a lot of the actual physical wiring. Is that right?
Well, not the wiring so much. It deletes the fuse box. But the problem is the wiring's all so munted. And then you get rid of like the bodgy fuse box and all the other problems leave as a byproduct.
Yep, I see.
There's a knee pad literally right there and I'm just kneeling on cold concrete.
You got one of those gardener knee pads, or?
Basically, calm down bonsais McGee.
Currently, what are you trying to get to?
The afterlife. No, I'm trying to take the pedal box out. This is a brake light switch and it's literally broken, so, which is a bit annoying. The brake light pedal switch is the same as a Falcon, or similar.
Do you literally click the burnout button, say for example,
I don't know.
before you're going to do a burnout?
I don't use the burnout button in my car.
Okay.
So I don't know if Maddie set it up differently for Benny. Because I think we had, because this doesn't have a PD16 in it, we've run out of IO. So I think Maddie was doing, there's different strategies in this car compared to the Cresta. This was like the redo of the Cresta almost. But then now that is all old.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So like the 2500's a mad ECU, but it's an ECU, not a VCU, so there's no like PDM functions. And in these sort of cars, when you just need to rewire everything anyway, it doesn't really make sense in the current day and age to go putting fuse boxes back in cars.
Yeah.
And especially something like this that's a drag and drive car, like you need to be able to check and access stuff easily. So you can get live data logging of the fuse box effectively. Like the PDM will give you faults and errors, and
Yeah.
it'll let the circuit automatically reset like a circuit breaker a certain amount of times, and it's pretty cool. That's all four of them out. So if you come around the front, booster delete plate should come off. The booster delete plate should come off. It's just very tight in there, like obviously been in there for a while. Some of this mass-produced stuff is just marginally off in the bolt spacing, or could be anything.
Yeah.
Corrosion. The pedal box could have moved, like there's a stack of things it could be. Bam, and the dirt is gone.
Yeah. So I now see that this is the old and this is the new.
Yes, so the old one's flat and the new one actually cocks the master cylinder up, I think. Yeah, so the new master cylinder is actually going to be pointed higher, which is good for us.
Cool.
Because it's going to mean that we're going to have better brake line clearance on the plenum.
Yeah.
Because obviously people, when they're designing these parts, really aren't factoring inline sixes into these at all, because until 2 or 3 years ago, the barrier in the US really wasn't even on the map. So people just didn't ever factor aftermarket parts into fitting
Yeah.
something long and wide, like a small block Ford or even an LS is going to be sort of way down here lower than that. So yeah, having stuff that wide this far back in the engine bay is not really normally a thing on Fox Mustangs. So that creates more problems and fun challenges for us in that regard, but it's just all part of the journey, isn't it? Don't stop believing. I have done things a little bit skew if in the order, but whatever. We continue. Pulling this pedal box out will actually be easier than trying to fit the pedal in the car, because that would have been a nightmare.
And this isn't?
More of a nightmare. Had a pink donut on the way home this morning. What flavour do you think that a pink donut should taste like?
I don't know, strawberry, raspberry.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
All the pink colours.
You'd be shocked to learn that it was caramel.
No. Someone stuffed that up.
Nah, bro, it's the thing.
Is it really?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's officially a thing, but it's multiple times I've had them from the same place. and they always caramel flavour.
That's just a chef and trying to be a prankster.
New tool time. Baby ratchet.
We already had Baby Ratchet.
Yeah, but it's got a 3/8 drive on it.
Ah,
So you put the bigger sockets on.
That's pretty Snoop.
What?
You recall that conversation? That new slang?
I blanked it from my mind.
Yo, that's so Snoop.
I don't know what you're saying. You kids and your newfangled words.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that kid should be plural. I mean, so far I'm the only one that knows about that whole slang. To undo like these old clips, I feel like you need the finger strength of a rock climber. Clearly you've got it.
I'm just using cheaty tools, bro.
What do you think the worst job is to do on a car?
This.
Yeah, I was
anything
gonna
under
say-
a dash, bro.
I was
like
gonna
by
say-
a long margin. There we go. I feel like I'm a doctor, just witnessing the birth of a pedal box.
Gosh darn, all that to get that out.
Yep. Oh, my back.
Oh man, still early in the day.
Tell you what,
too.
putting it back in, I hope it goes better than taking it out. For sure, this was a manual car. That's the manual pedal linkage. So this is actually a factory manual car.
Wow, there you go.
Whoops, we didn't do it, so if you need a Fox Mustang clutch pivot, it's in there. What a horrendous job. You know what? I'm hating it less now. Would I do it again? Probably not.
Would you ever do falconry subframe bushes again?
Yeah. I already know
That's
it's
lucky.
coming. In a totally unrelated matter.
Nah, you're right. We can't put it on camera though.
Maybe, we'll see.
I was thinking about attempting it myself.
Well, I film you
Potentially.
doing it. That could be a good episode.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think that would be a tragedy.
Let us know in the comments, would you like to watch Gian struggle doing the rear subframe bushes in his own car instead of me having to do it?
I vote no.
Of course you're going to vote no. You don't have a vote.
Hey, like you said that one time, you have 100,
113,000 votes.
Yeah.
Come on now. Oh, good. I can just unbolt that.
More
Because it's for
weight
cruise
saving.
control, lol. Be gone. I love how it makes no reference to removing that though. Just zero.
You're going to store that with the...
Yeah, I'll put that with the clutch pedal pivot.
Cool.
Keep them together for safekeeping. I hate this. Gonna need a drill. And that one should be fine. So this kit actually relocates the pedal pivot position to get a better pedal ratio. But unfortunately this particular one, being a manual pedal box, they've got the part of the bracket for the clutch pedal, which then stops. Because it's laminated, they haven't obviously lined those two holes up 100%, which is bad for me. And because that's got a crush tube in it, we're laughing. I'm going to cut that little nib off too. I don't know what that is, but we do not need that. It's just something else to get in the way. It makes pedal boxes harder to put back in the car. Store this with the other two bits. Safeties.
Thanks. Now my eyes are protected, but I can't see through the scratches.
Better to have scratchy glasses and scratchy eyes.
Words of wisdom.
Oh, I better store this manual clutch pedal too. I do like this adjustable pedal. Like you can change the height. Apparently those two holes give you effectively the stock pedal ratio. That'll give you a firmer pedal with less travel, and that'll give you a softer pedal with more travel. So I think we'll just go the middle holes and see how it goes.
Yeah, sweet.
Not my car, so I want Ben to sit in it and give me a vibe. So that's our new pin, our new pivot pin. So if you look at the old one, it's got a bit of a bend in it. And that's because it's using the stock Mustang pedal ratio.
So the bend is not meant to be there?
Well, it is, but
Okay,
it's just
right.
how that's how it works. Instead of being
Okay.
straight,
Yep.
it kind of works on an arc.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's straight.
I have just figured what that is.
So this
now.
just changes the pedal height, basically. This pushes into the master through here and goes.
Amazing. Do you ironically want me to get you a torch so you can find your torch?
No, here it is.
Yeah, cool. Right in plain sight. Beautiful.
Unbeautiful.
Self-confidence is key.
To feed the pushrod through the hole in the firewall. Yes, you will. That is all factual. Good facts.
Let's hope that it all goes smooth.
These are funny. Do you know Gian's short for Giovanni?
Where did that come from?
comments the other week.
Oh, no, I mean in your mind. What
Oh,
the
bro,
hell?
who knows?
Also, it's not.
It's a dangerous. I'm aware.
Yeah, but
How would you know? Are you qualified to comment on this?
I think I am, given my father's name is Giovanni and I'm Gianluca and my nickname is Gian and his is Gio. Is that clear?
I don't feel like that's enough. I feel like you're still underqualified. You're only undergrad. I don't even know what that means. It's just words. No, word soup.
I think this pedal box is making you loopy.
Yeah, don't deny. Just me yelling at a pedal box for 5 hours.
Well, look, you've done well so far, you know, to only let that out now.
Is it bad that I don't know where some of this wiring now goes?
I mean, I've got faith that you'll figure it out.
Thanks, I think.
So I think no, it's not bad. It's still good.
Just a little airborne. I'm gonna cable tie all those cables up. See if I can have a clearer vision through all of that.
Good move, I say. I'm about to make your life slightly worse with this GoPro.
Oh, thanks. It's going so well at the moment. Get this in.
Way to help guide the pedal box in, kind of thing.
Yeah, if I've got something to get it onto, that at least gives me a datum to then work out what else is not quite happy under there.
Don't worry, you're about to have success because I've got to do a battery change.
Oh, good.
And cut the camera. Did that help? Hey, that seems good.
The steering column mounts are just bent so bad. Like I've missed them by a long shot. Probably bent them pulling it out. Can you pop the thing back in the firewall, please?
Yes.
Put the thing in. And push rod. We have success, which can always be guaranteed when you're at the other side filming. Oh, this is heaps comfy.
Yeah. So just to clarify, are we winning?
Can't really tell at the moment. Just kind of building stuff. Got to get all these plugs in now.
I was really nervous, just like the horn was going to go off when you plugged that in.
Battery's disconnected,
Yeah,
bro.
cool.
Bert.
Sometimes I feel like mechanics is like adrenaline sports. You know, what a rush.
Sometimes mechanics is like, why did I do this? Oh, that's all the time.
Mechanics is a mixture of what? Contortionism, extreme sports,
Hating life.
sometimes getting paid.
Sometimes. That's the most extreme part of it, chasing the money.
Legit though, there's actually quite a diverse amount of skill involved.
Where do you go? Where do you go?
You got to match your squares with your squares, your circles with your circles. So obviously, like going back to the shapes, there's hexagon, octagon. I know you said sometimes
Money
there's
gone.
A what again?
Money gone.
What's the 12-point? What's like a 12-sided? What's he? Because then you have like
I don't know.
12-sided bolts.
Yeah, 12-point sockets and 12-point bolts.
Yeah, all that.
I don't know, 12v1. Just gonna have a partway through clean up.
Is that code for like quiet cry?
Pretty much.
You've earned it.
Just go and cry in the corner for a minute. Well, that's a brake pedal switch. We better fix that.
Oh, I think I've just got that.
Old Ford junk. I think I'll just mount the steering column back up.
Sweet.
Start doing the brake stuff. Oh, hello.
Ah, hello. So at this point, have all your worries dissipated, or you still thinking about brake lines?
No, I think I'm alright.
Is this some American soil?
No.
Damn.
Quarantine would have cleaned that out.
For sure. Why do you seem extremely deep in thought?
No, my brain's falling apart. The column has moved. The bolt hole doesn't line up anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Don't think that really matters. Hope not.
Same. Use your old brake lines temporarily?
Yeah, just to bench bleed it.
Okay. So in the meantime, while that's bench bleeding, you're going to make that right fitting?
No, I'm just going to bench bleed it, then fit this to the car. Why does the camera guy keep asking annoying questions?
Because I've got two mics. I can't let one go to waste.
I'll just plump back in there. It's not the way I'd normally do it, but I don't have the nuts. Like I've got just some lines I made, but I don't have any nuts to suit. It's not hoard, it's collect.
Store.
It's only hoarding when it's in the way.
Words to live by. Do you know what VR stands for?
It's VR1. Valvoline Racing, I imagine.
Right.
I imagine.
I thought it was very right.
You are not very right on this occasion. So when you're bench bleeding it, you just got to make sure that those hoses stay below the fluid height.
Oh,
which will be a bit hard this time because you've got that float in there. So I'll just have to keep adding fluid.
Okay, so whatever you pressed in there has sucked all that fluid from the first pour down. Oh, so you're literally acting as the push rod in the car.
Yeah, I'm the push rod.
How cool.
Just keep doing that until you don't have any more air coming around.
Yeah, I've got to change angle, otherwise it looks rude.
It will leak out, so we don't have like hours of time. It'll be enough that we can get it in the car and...
Oh God. Oh no.
Quick,
literally
get it.
went in there. Quick.
Okay, I'll just get it then.
I honestly thought you were stitching me up.
No. Don't get too close because it's going to squirt out.
Righto.
Because what I want to do now, just get a bit of pressure and put them in.
So it's sort of sucking them in a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Which, it's a double-edged sword because it will suck back when we put them in the car. But being that we're bleeding the whole system, it's not really a massive concern.
So all you're doing by bench bleeding is saving us a little bit of, saving my legs on the brake a little bit.
Pretty much. But strangely, we've already got...
Oh.
We've got tons of pressure there, like.
So by twisting that, are you pushing the push rod?
Just shortening the push rod effectively.
Okay. Right. So adjusting it.
Yeah. Okay. So we've just got pressure there.
And is that what you're looking for? Just.
Well, not really.
Right. So you want it to be fully disengaged
Yeah.
at that point.
You don't really want residual pressure.
Because that would be like applying the brakes a tiny bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm kind of tempted to actually shorten the push rod before we were putting the whole thing together. Yeah, there's tons of adjustment. I'll basically just machine that shoulder off. Because the problem is we are mixing different parts from different manufacturers. So there's no guarantee that what we're doing is the way the kit was intended to be used.
Yeah.
Tasty. Because there's no point having a heap of adjustment when you're literally on the stop. Oh, good, under the dash button again. So I've got to push it forward again.
I better film.
Yeah, thanks. So you'll have to hold it.
Rightio.
And I'll try and align it and get it on there.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey, I'm assuming. No weird left-handed thread.
No.
Feels good.
Yeah, I think you're on.
Do you want me to just keep
Send it. So we should have some free play now. So I should be able to bolt this up and it won't squirt out fluid at all.
Hey.
Perfect.
Now it feels like we're making progress.
Why do you want to go home?
No, but it's just good, you know, to make progress.
Okay.
I was really dreading the whole, like, when you were talking about pulling the dash apart.
You were dreading it. You stand there and watch me do it all, bro.
I was just worried the whole video was going to be a constant frustrated beat.
There's still time. So rear port is the rear of the bias. So the rear port's the one that's not going to fit. The front port should fit. Should.
That looks promising. Sorry, I spoke too soon. See, that wasn't an annoying question. It was an annoying statement.
Take that, comments guy. It's definitely not the shape it's supposed to be, I'll give it that. Just as long as both of those nuts are kind of nipped up, I can tweak the line point to point. So I think part of the issue is this brake line kit is made for a Cobra master cylinder with a booster.
Yep.
So now everything's, like I said, moved back. because the photos of it show the line going directly down to that junction box thing, not being all over the shop.
Cobra or Cobra? Just doesn't.
Tomato.
I was going to say, just doesn't even warrant a response.
Not playing your games today. So I don't know how that was ever going to work. So it comes out of the side and it's supposed to be flat. So this line's not going to work. So we need one of these nuts. It's just got too many different direction changes for the loop to work. Well, the nuts are all size on one end anyway, so
Yeah, okay.
by the time I go making a new line,
I see.
so get the nuts back,
Yep.
and then we go and cut the other line up and get that other nut. Nailed it.
Just making it look pretty.
Yeah, I just had shit all over the threads and
Just double checking that that fits.
pretty much. I'm just straightening the tube at the moment. Oh, I didn't put the nut on. Gotcha.
Nice, you did.
That's going to be fun
Yeah.
to tighten because I haven't tightened anything that's in here yet. Got to get the absolute tightest bend I can. See the nut, because it's a 12mm nut,
Right.
it doesn't want to go all the way in the fitting. I think I'm going to go and visit my friend the grinder. That's hot. You're in the way of me making it not hot.
Oh, I see.
What you doing?
Nice custom works there, Benny.
Bad. Bad words. Even by your standards, that was bad. Well, it gets in there better now, at least. Just going to take a stab at the length. Oh, it's too short. It's not really too short. The angle's probably a bit too angly there.
Oh, wow.
But the good thing is it's going to clear the inlet manifold properly for the first time ever. I bet you one's metric and one's imperial on that, so that you can't put them the wrong way.
Next bend you do has to be 90 degrees to the first bend.
Yeah. Somewhere there.
Did the mark actually mark?
Sure did.
Lovely. Ah, damn.
See ya. It's worth keeping in mind too if you're using coated tubing to clean any of the coating off around the flare, because it'll get in the way of sealing it properly. And then you'll have a sad time. Oh, you know what I didn't do though? I didn't allow for the tube in the flare. So I cut it at 50mm, then I flared it, so it's taking 10mm out of the tube. Oh well.
What's 10 mil among friends?
Just a little bit bigger than 3/8 of an inch. Visualize the bend. It's probably too much, but that nut from the old line, that would have caused us a bit of grief if we couldn't have done that. Tell you what, not bad for a bit of an eyesight guess, because you can lift that up. Yeah, that'll be easy. Like I'll just start it and then get it in, and then I can actually tighten all of them from the bottom, I think.
Shit, what's that from? Is that part of the damage? From the...
That's a separate damage.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about that damage. I didn't do it. Now I've got that hard line into the T-piece. We'll bring your car back down, get the hard line back into the master. We'll tighten it off at the master, and then we'll start tightening down the line. It seems to be going in pretty good. Yeah, a bit annoying that hard line didn't fit the master. I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe the manufacturer or the supplier of the kit changed master cylinder suppliers, or maybe the hardline kit's not actually for that master. But making one hardline's not the end of the day.
Just another day being a mechanic.
When you muck around with this sort of stuff, you kind of got to expect that there's going to be some non-bolt-onables.
Now the slow game of just tightening it all up, right?
Shouldn't be too bad.
Oh,
Because
no,
everything's...
you said it.
Nah. Because everything's tight.
Yeah.
Apart from the T-piece. After we get these hard lines tightened, I think we'll do the front bits.
Did you bring your lunch?
Sure didn't.
Do you want me to duck out and grab your lunch?
No, but I'd love a 12mm spanner.
Sure. 14, 14,
It's near
13, 12.
It confuses me as to why this brake system is half metric and half imperial. We need that spanner through. There's really no reason for it to be both. I think it's probably because they've reused parts. The bias valve's obviously the same as a million other Fords.
Okay.
Probably from 20 years before.
Yeah. Technique. So you're using the shifter spanner to hold the unit.
Yeah, hold the T-piece.
Yeah, in place whilst you're... Yeah, smart. So you're not bending
Because
lines.
yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you're just hanging off the brake lines, and then that's a bad time. And that one's a 10 mil, because why not? Part metric, part imperial on the same pieces. Like, what the hell? Now I just got to pour another dash of brake fluid in.
You're just giving the brake pedal a pump to
Pretty much.
pull through fluid through.
It's just tons of air in there. Go all the way down?
Yeah, all the way down and hold.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, go again. Just do 5.
5 and hold.
Yeah, might as well do the wheels and other brakes and such now. Really good time.
Let's hope. Aerospace components. Mm-hmm. That sounds fancy.
They're from NASA.
No way.
No, not really.
Damn. Oh gosh.
Oh, not the under tray. Shit.
So are these brake discs the same as what's going on?
Yeah.
Or... Okay, cool.
These ones are old and trashed. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Like it's not like these ones have a larger surface.
No,
Area
they're
or
like for
anything,
like.
but
They're just
yeah, cool.
replacement.
And then go into the old slotted, versed, drilled, controversial arguments.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
I don't have words for that.
All right, fair. That's
I
wise.
don't want to get involved.
That's wise.
Switzerland.
The old Jarlsberg. Is there a way to adjust brake bias between the front and rear? Or,
Yeah, bias valve.
and that's located where?
Wherever you put it in the rear brake line.
I see. And this has one?
No.
Okay.
I do have one for it, if we need it. But I'm not going to fit it unless we need to fit it. Strangely, it looks like the calipers are actually frozen, which could explain a lot of why the brakes are garbage, which is a massive oversight on my part. But the other thing is it could be the fluid could be built up in the caliper.
Right.
So if I crack the nipple, but if I've got to take the calipers off, there's no point bleeding the brakes. So I think the best course of action is actually to take the brakes off, but inversely, there's no point bleeding the brakes. So I think what I'll do is I'll order some caliper rebuild kits and the hub seals and some brake lines. They actually look like nitrous lines. I really wish I was kidding.
Where's the rebuild kit coming from?
America!
Aha.
All right, cool.
Lovely.
So we can put plugs in, but I will still get -3.
How annoying out of 10 is this now?
7 annoyings.
I see. Annoying because now the car's out of action for longer while you wait for parts?
Well, that doesn't really matter because we've still got heaps of other stuff that we can be doing. It's like the tech's out. I kind of want to put a fire system in this as well.
Ah, right. Would you do it exactly the same as you did with the Cresta?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. There's nothing you'd like want to amend in hindsight kind of thing?
No.
The second time round?
That one kind of worked pretty well.
Yeah,
I mean,
sweet.
as far as install goes.
Yeah.
Haven't had to deploy it, fortunately.
Yeah. Don't you have one near the crotch? Don't you have a deploy thing near the crotch? Strategic. I like
Sure
it.
do.
Got to protect the important bits. Legit though, is that a requirement to have one down there?
It's a requirement to have one in the driver's compartment.
Yeah, okay.
But it was just simple. Like, that was just an easy place to put it.
Yeah.
And the fire's probably going to come from that area, like under the
Ah,
dash.
true.
I felt something happen. The puck's grabbed, so that's positive. Man, it might not be stuffed. It looks like these two have moved and those two not so much.
Is that what you were expecting to happen?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Are you just checking for signs of wear or Mars or... I know we're on Earth, but...
Well, I really just want to get them out and clean them up. Yeah, see that piston's damaged. I think I'm going to look on their website and I think I'll get some pistons because the pistons, if you look there...
Oh, wow, there's like a little chunk out of it.
I've just pulled the brake calipers off. When I tried to compress the pistons in the caliper to put new pads in, they just didn't want to move. That probably explains a lot of the poor braking performance of this car. Unfortunately, some of these pistons are damaged and it's some sort of funky composite material. I'm not sure what the material is, but it's definitely not steel. I have had a look on the Aerospace Components website and they don't list the pistons separately. I have spoke to them before, and sometimes not all their spares are on the website, which I find strange in itself, but I've just sent them an email to see if we can buy the pistons, but if not, it may mean that we're up for a set of calipers, which in itself is a bit annoying because there seems to be nothing really wrong with the calipers apart from the fact that they're full of all this gritty stuff. I'd really like to rebuild it because a pair of calipers is nearly $1,000. So yeah, I'd much prefer to not have to spend that money if we can avoid it. But it's also reassuring to know that we have found the issue. Slightly annoying that it probably was a little bit of an oversight, that we just assumed that they would work. But yeah, hopefully we can get some bits from aerospace to be able to rebuild them, and we'll continue along. I'm gonna also take this opportunity to get the front brake lines remade because I really don't like them. They look like they could be a nitrous line or something. One of them's shorter than the other as well, which is weird. So yeah, I'm gonna just basically make some measurements, and I'll get hell in Queensland to make new brake lines because yeah, I'd rather not lose brakes when this thing's doing 8. So one of those things, but yeah, unfortunately that's project cars, so I think we'll just chuck the wheels on it so I can at least push off the hoist. We will put the dash back together, put the pedal pad on, then we'll at least be able to move it in and out at low speed. But yeah, annoying things. May as well at least change the front wheels, I guess. When we shipped the car back, because this car didn't have a crate, I put the biggest wheels inside the car. No, sorry, the biggest wheels on the car and the smallest wheels inside the car. So I had the drag radials on the back and the front wheels for the road on the front. So then it had smaller wheels inside the car just so we could actually pack it all together. Because this didn't have a crate, there would have been loose items, and trying to transport that is just a mission because it uses different nuts between the road and the track. Off now?
Off now.
On?
On. Off. On. Off.
Cool.
So that was you setting the brake light switch height or something?
Yeah. As annoying as it is to find those brake calipers buggered, at least it's an outcome. With the new master, the new lines, the new booster delete, like all that stuff together with new calipers, this thing's gonna stop 100% better. Well, unfortunately, the day didn't really pan out the way we were hoping. The Mustang's probably going to go to the naughty corner for a little bit while we get some parts from the US. The brake calipers, either we need to rebuild them or source new ones. I'm really hoping we can just get away with getting some parts and rebuilding them because structurally they seem to be fine. It's just the actual pistons have bound up. And I'd say it's obviously been an issue for a while, and someone's attempted to get them out before because they are quite badly chipped. I'm not sure what the material is. There may even be some sort of graphite compound or something, but yeah, unfortunately it's not a part we can source locally, so need to wait and see if they come back to us with a part availability, or we've just got to bite the bullet and buy new calipers, which yeah, is a little bit annoying. That obviously compounded by the fact we couldn't bleed the brakes, and then looking at it too, it needs front brake lines anyway, so I'll order some brake lines through Hell, get them to custom make some for us, and then yeah, hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get this thing back together again and get it stopping like it always should have. But obviously, like I said before, there's been a prevailing issue with those front calipers for quite some time. So yeah, probably almost a testament to how good those rears are because they've been doing a lot of heavy lifting, which explains potentially cooking the rear brakes at some point as well. So yeah, not all bad news, but not quite the outcome we're hoping for today, but that's project cars. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.